Lloyd Begley. I'm the museum curator. Come on in.
Hello, welcome. My name is Gordon Barnhart, and I am the Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan. I'm sitting behind an early 20th century mahogany desk in the study at Government House in Regina. Saskatchewan has always been a place of big dreams and larger-than-life characters. These remarkable people have played out those dreams on a vast prairie canvas. Today, I invite you to enjoy a new television series with the unique name, Yes, Gargoyles Do Live in Saskatchewan. The Architectural Heritage Society of Saskatchewan is the sponsor of this exciting series. Each year, I collaborate with the Society to present awards of excellence in architectural heritage. This series furthers the goals of the awards to stimulate interest in our history, to preserve meaningful places, and to educate our citizens. This series will take you to Saskatchewan cities, towns, villages, and the surrounding countryside. You will meet Saskatchewan people and hear their stories about the history, folklore, and built heritage of our beautiful province. I have always taken great interest in Saskatchewan's heritage, including this magnificent vice-regal house and our impressive legislative building. Join me today to discover the rich history of our province. You will experience a fascinating tapestry of stories woven together by Saskatchewan's people. I invite you to sit back, watch, and enjoy. And you know what? Gargoyles do live in Saskatchewan.
Welcome to this episode of Yes, Gargoyles Do Live in Saskatchewan. It's the show that tells you all about what's happening in the world of architectural heritage. In this episode, we will see the rebirth of the Maple Leaf Lounge, part of the Capel Diocese, now aptly called Anderson House. Listen in as Dr. Linda Haverstock tells us about the tourism value of Saskatchewan's built heritage. And finally, you will hear how the Chicago style of building skyscrapers came to Regina from Professor Bill Brennan.
Hi, it's Don Anderson. I'm the owner of this fantastic building here, which was known as the Maple Leaf Hostel, and it was renamed to Harding House. And between myself and my wife and brother and sister and the rest of us owners, we're going to rename it the Anderson House. It was on the top 10 most endangered heritage species as in Heritage magazine, and it was doomed for the wrecking ball. People said you couldn't fix it up. The structure was too severely damaged, and so it was impossible. So it was kind of a challenge, so we took it on ourselves to fix it up, and here it is. The biggest thing, the reason they said it needed to be in the wrecking ball was the foundation. There was giant heaves in the floor. There was 2-foot brick walls. They said those were impenetrable, and they had sunk, and the rest of the walls on the interior did not sink, so that's what created the big heaves. This used to be the back door, but there was a front entrance on Broad Street. The work was fun. The challenge where the architects said things couldn't be, architects and engineers said things couldn't be done, that was all fun. The financial part was not fun. The lower level was full of very small rooms with very large walls. Francis Portnell's the original architect, so this building had a number of extra temporary walls that were installed over the years. Basically, all we did was take those walls out. The doors were the original 1925 doors. They were hidden in behind another wall, a dry wall here and another dry wall there. When we took those out, we uncover these. So again, there was great big heaved walls in the lower level, and what we did was take those walls out. Here's the original fireplace. All we did was Tyndall stone that was all cracked, and everybody said you had to throw it away. All the guy did is he cut it wherever it was cracked and regrouted it and matched it up with the tile that we added on the front entrance, and it looks, and everything else in here is 1925. This we just sand. This is all black. All we did was sand it. This is Maple Leaf Lounge, so this was the main boardroom, I believe, and we call that the library. I'm not sure exactly, but Maple Leaf Hostel, it was the British, that was for female teachers to attend normal school and later to go to University of Saskatchewan Regina campus across the street. So over here, there was an old coal chute to feed the, well, it was even before it was a boiler, like it must have been wood burning, so there was a coal chute over here. And again, we wanted to get rid of the dreariness. So you saw the courtyard from above. Now we have the courtyard from here. So we have a beautiful 51-inch door where we can come out here into our courtyard and hang out after our little adventures on Wascana Lake. Well, Coppell Health District is down here, and SunSmart Homes, they build environmentally friendly homes, is in the upper level, and we're still working on the final tenant agreements on the other floors. All it started in late 2006, started slow with just a few of us doing that demolition, so we worked on a minimal budget, just it was all hard labor and thinking, a lot of thinking and a lot of
You got a
work.
deck out here too, I see.
Yeah, so if it happens to be windy in the courtyard on the southeast, then we've got two options for coming here after work. So there will be a glass railing that's just about to go up there. And then there'll be a staircase here down to a little walkway, and the walkway will take you over to the courtyard. So you can go from that courtyard over there up to the deck and back and forth from the two. Right about here, the parking will end, and this will all be landscaped. The city's actually looking at the heritage trees, and they're saying they may actually help us renovate or improve those trees. So we'll take you into what used to be that front entrance. Now we call that the tea room now. So some of the Tyndallstone got moved. So this brick, this is amazing. This brick looks new. I mean, it looks old. It looks like 1925 brick. They used the same mortar as they did in 1925, and they made this into a tea room, which has two good effects. That other great big boardroom, you'd be walking into the middle of a boardroom when this was an entrance, so because it's not now, we actually have a better boardroom and we have a functional room here as well. So this floor, there was a maple hardwood floor which we knew could be refurbished, but underneath it was this old, it's called shiplap. So we had created this new structural foundation, solid as a rock, and so I got advice that if you finish the hardwood, it will look good, but it'll be spongy, and it'll actually seem like you didn't spend all that money on a new structure. So you have to take it out. So we took it out. It's in somebody, we actually saved it. So it's in somebody else's rec room, and we had to put a new subfloor. So now it's truly as solid as the I-beams underneath it. We couldn't just refinish it because, and not that the hardwood wasn't any good, but the foundation underneath it was no good. So we just put a basic new subfloor. We left that shiplap, it's called, on the original stuff. We added a subfloor and then put some new hardwood on top of that. So that's the tour, and here we are again with appropriately Francis Portnell, the architect, good guy. I don't know him, but I've read up about it, and a great location on the corner of College and Broad. All this construction work is now behind us. I'm just sorting out which tenant goes where, and then hopefully I can go back to my Wascana Lake, do my canoeing, and come here Friday afternoons for refreshments as per the original plan.
As the head of tourism, one of the things I've been able to bring to the job, I hope, is a perspective about the value of sites, of heritage, of history and tradition. And of course, I join with many others in lamenting a lot of the things that we've lost over time, the things that have come to define us as a people. And one of the most important sites in all of Canada no longer exists, and that's the original Government House. Old Government House was outside of North Battleford and near Fort Battleford, and it fell to flame in a matter of mere hours simply because we as people did not realize its significance, nor were we committed to honoring our own history. 2,500,000 square miles of what became Canada was governed from that site. Think of it. All of today, what is now Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northern Ontario, Northern Quebec, and all of the territories were governed from that site. We were responsible for caring for it. We were the ones responsible for ensuring that future generations could learn about what transpired there. And under our watch, it burnt to the ground and it exists no more. That's one of the things that we want to make a difference in tourism, in Tourism Saskatchewan in particular, to bring to people's attention the extraordinary importance of built heritage. There are examples, and we can go all through the Dewdney corridor on the way to RCMP depot and see lots of sites that are really and truly remarkable. The present government house is one of those, and probably one of the most recognizable. But there's also the old territorial building. And now there are people who are committed to building up this entire area of Regina that really speaks to Canadians' history. And it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for people who come to visit Saskatchewan and residents alike to understand more and more and more about us and this place and what it should mean to us and how our entire existence unfolded. You know, one of the more sad things for me is to go throughout the province of Saskatchewan and realize what no longer exists. And one of those things happens to be grain elevators. This was the one thing that allowed for people to know what was coming. The expected, if you will, knowing you could turn a corner and as far as one's eye could see, you knew that people lived there, that this was a homecoming, if you will. And now these sentinels are gone. And I pose this question: where in the world do people let these things happen? Where in Canada, on our shores, would people even dream of having lighthouses simply disappear? They are defining features of the character of people and about who we were and how we really unfolded as a civilization. And it's up to us to be the caretakers. It really is our responsibility to ensure that people have a sense of time, of place, of purpose. And when one looks at all the different places in the world and where do people have the greatest interest in going, it's a place that can speak to people. And we are spoken to, not just through artworks, not just through music. We're spoken to through architecture, and we're spoken to through the stories that come from all the things that surround us. Things like this building, this chapel, that holds story after story after story. And I guess one of the things that I would like for people to ask themselves, what do they want to visit as a tourist? And if you are a Saskatchewan resident, know this, that tourism in this province is about really just two things. It's about our province's image, and it's about our residents' pride. So I extend an invitation to all of the people who are watching, who are listening, who hear this appeal, to please just take a journey in your own backyard. Come and see the things that matter here. I know that there are people who are doing this. They're doing it as we speak. And in a place like a small community in Indian Head, they've identified a wonderful edifice that is worthwhile keeping forever and ever. And you know what they're doing? They're actually taking this one stone at a time, and they're rebuilding it on another site. And it's called the Bell Round Barn. Well, yes, I'm in the business of tourism, but I'm a Canadian citizen, and I'm a Saskatchewanian, and I'm so proud of these people and what they're doing. This is one of the only barns of its kind in our entire country. And that part of our province, if you just draw a circle around Indian Head, this small, vibrant community, it generates $22 million a year in tourism. By them doing what they're doing, by really paying homage to their own heritage, their own built heritage, they are ensuring that those numbers grow. So this just isn't about our pride. It also makes economic sense. It's about employing people. It's about educating people. It's about people celebrating together.
I'm Danny McDonald from Greycon Masonry, working out here at the Bell Barn. We're restoring the old barn, building it back up to the way it was originally. Started off, they put a foundation in for us, and the walls are 2 feet thick of solid stone and a mix of mortar, and we're taking it up about 2.5 feet a day if we can at the most, or a little bit more, without worrying about it falling down. It's concrete, and they put reinforcement in this, rebar and bond beams in it, like which were in the original one. We gotta set everything off and try and keep her at the right dimensions in that. Yeah, there's 9 people out here with us all together working on it. There's a couple local guys, a couple from Kelowna and 3 from Alberta. No, she's going pretty good.